Philadelphia Black Panthers have been going viral on social media, and people started asking questions like, I don't know, are these really members of the Black Panther Party? And I wanted to wait to cover this story because I was waiting to see, what would Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. say about this. So that's why I didn't cover it earlier. I wanted to hear that information, and now I can talk about this. I think it did fool a lot of people. When you say you're the Black Panthers, obviously people assign that with the Black Panther Party. And I noticed pretty quickly on social media, people started calling them out, including people that are real members of the Black Panther Party. So if you don't know what I'm referring to, let's just go back. So this is Chairman Birdsong is what he calls himself. And he's been making videos. I have something new to show you about him too, by the way. He's been making videos saying that he is a member of the Black Panther Party, and he was the one that was in Philadelphia. Here's one of them. Check this out.
All power to the people. Chairman Paul Birdsong reporting for at the Community Defense Duty. Listen, two things that I need to run by you. Thing number one is, a lot of people are saying that we should not stand up against ICE because we're standing for people that aren't us. And Black Panthers only stand for Black people. That is a lie. Huey P. Newton said that we are internationalists and we stand with all oppressed people no matter what color they are. That's the founder of the Black Panther Party that said that. So everybody who's running around talking about Black Panthers don't stand up for people other than Black people don't know a damn thing about the Black Panther Party. That's thing number one. Thing number two, the Black Panther Party created something called the Rainbow Coalition, which is a coalition of Hispanics, Asians, whites, and Blacks from all over the world working together to fight oppression. Again, the Black Panthers stood with the Mexicans, stood with the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans, stood with the Japanese, the Vietnamese. The Black Panthers did a whole campaign to end the Vietnam War because they stood with Vietnam. So for you guys who are talking all of this gibberish about, oh, you guys aren't following traditions of the original, who do you think our leaders are? Aaron Dixon is an original Black Panther, right? Aaron Dixon is an original Black Panther who walked with Huey Newton. That's our leadership. And Billy J. Brooks, that was Fred Hampton's right-hand man. So you guys you sound stupid, to be honest. You sound like you don't really know what you're talking about. Doing a lot of hooting and hollering and don't really know what you're talking about. If you watch Huey Newton's speech, he specifically says, we are not Black nationalists. We are internationalists. And we stand with all oppressed people across the globe, no matter what your ethnicity is. Come on, man. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. You telling us what we're supposed to be doing as Black Panthers, and you don't know the first thing about a Black Panther. All power to the people, though.
So this guy definitely pissed some people off. Again, he calls himself Chairman Birdsong, and we have a couple more clips that I can show you. Again, people started looking into this saying, wait a minute, are these guys actual Black Panthers? Again, they were trending. I think the one thing that kind of alarmed me was just how fast they were trending and trending everywhere. And I was kind of like, that's weird, because Fred Hampton Jr., who's Fred Hampton's son, he doesn't trend on social media. And it's like, and they do things for the Hampton house like often. So I'm just kind of like, interesting. So that was one of the things that I noticed. Another one here, because people are really mad at this guy. I'm not even like really, really mad. Let me bring this one up here. People came after them. This is a Black Panther Party at ICE protests in Philly. Listen to this one.
No ICE agent ever run up on me. I guarantee you they won't. I'll put a hole in their chest the size of a window. Safe line repair, safe line replace. That's what's going to happen. They touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you're about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, fuck around and find out. Our interactions with the police and ICE, and we hold them accountable. We patrol the community and we hold them accountable. The Black Panther Party for self-defense, we're the same Panther Party from back in the day, but we're a little more aggressive now, you dig? Carry bigger guns and we don't take no shit. Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, I think that the community around them needs to take special care to them and needs to start escorting them to and from everywhere to make sure that they're safe. Because them ICE agents ain't gonna act like that if it's a bunch of people standing outside with assault rifles and shotguns. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. That means them shotgun shells that shoot out of a pump, they shoot them rapidly. If you are going to legally arm yourself with something bigger than what they got. Those who serve in the public, they should be fearful of the public. They should be fearful that the public is going to be dissatisfied with their job that they're doing, not feeling like they're tyrants, not feeling like they're bullies because they got guns and body armor and walkie-talkies. That makes them immune to whatever the people would do. I think you want to correct the ideology of the pig and the mentality of the slave catcher. You meet them with equal force. All power to the motherfucking people.
So yeah, like this does not go, these types of things just don't go viral, right? Like typically that's not how it works. And I think I'm trying not to laugh. So bear with me here. Here's another one that I wanted to show you. This was also shared. A lot of this was going around on X. Do yourself a favor and join the local chapter of the Black Panthers. So here he is again, Chairman Birdsong of the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense.
Yeah. And just open-ended, any comments you want to give to like my generation, the younger generation, or just any generation.
Legally arm yourselves and unify or else you will die. And I mean that in a literal sense. You see on the news all the time, Renee, you know, everybody say her name, Renee. Right? She just got shot in the face by ICE, right? This is a real thing and they're not going to stop. And the more they hurt people and get away with it, the more they're going to get that momentum to keep going. So everybody needs to unify and come together, and everybody needs to arm themselves, right? Because the revolution is in the barrel of a gun, whether you believe it or not. You want to be comfortable and you want to be nice. You don't want no confrontation. Look, Huey P. Newton said it the best. Anybody without a gun is either a slave or they're about to be one. You know, so and people worried about people being scared of him. Huey P. Newton also said this when somebody asked him, "Don't you think the Black Panther Party is scary? Don't you think it's scaring people?" He said, "My people have been the ones afraid. Hey, sister, we got free groceries over here, free hot soup and free clothes." He said, "My people be the one afraid for hundreds of years. So if you're saying people scared of us now, that's a compliment. That means we're doing something right." You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying my hardest not to look at the chat because you guys are cracking me up. But yeah, and I think the thing is like at the end of the day, whenever you call yourself the Black Panthers, people are going to check and see if that is the case, if you're actually a member of the Black Panther Party. And that was also the case here. I want to show you this one. It's Queen Shit said, "Girl, he is a Fed. The real Black Panthers have denounced him. Watch the last video." Now, before I play this video, let me go ahead and put this up here. Before I play this video, the woman here, she said that she is Huey P. Newton's niece. And I have to say this because we gotta be fair here to put this all out there. Just FYI, she is a Trump supporter. That's not a secret if you look at her TikTok. So just keep that in mind. But she says she is Huey P. Newton's niece, and she is not happy with the message that they are spreading. And she said that they're not Black Panthers. I'm going to show you another person who says this as well. Let's bring this up here.
I'm going to try to make this video as calmly as possible. My name is Maisha Newton. My father's name was Walter Newton. He was the brother of Huey Percy Newton, who started the Black Panther Party in Oakland, California. Okay, my handle name is Maisha 415 Newton. I got birth certificate paperwork and a whole bunch of Newtons who are ready to listen. This goes out to the Black Panther Party, the new United Black Panther Party, whoever's out there protesting with these Somalians. I'm about to get a cease and desist order against you, and I'm about to sue you because you guys you are not going to defame my uncle's name like that. We're not doing that. See you in court, bitches.
So yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you guys. Like, and she's not the only one. But some people who are like Black Panther Party members or connected to the Black Panther Party, like relatives of, are not happy about this at all. It's the use of the name is a big thing. You know, no one's going to say you guys shouldn't be doing mutual aid. Like there's a lot of people who do mutual aid. I do mutual aid, but people get pissed when you take their name. Now let's talk about Birdsong. I didn't believe this at first. I had to double check this myself. Somebody found him apparently at one point. I guess he was a blood. So I don't know what Birdsong is doing. But it seems like he just wants to be a part of a group, some type of group. But this guy found the news segment. Watch this.
So y'all now are familiar with this guy right here, Paul Birdsong, the guy who's going around screaming he's the new chairman of the Black Panther Party. I want y'all to take a look at this footage right here that I found.
Chief of an interview we did 2 weeks ago with a protester. He talked about protesters in Portland being taken in unmarked vehicles by agents. But during the interview, he talks about gangs in Lansing.
You come try to snatch one of us, the rest of us gonna blast your. You better do that while we not with each other. And then you come to in Sandhurst with the Pyrus and the gangster disciples is linked up at and try to snatch somebody over there. I dare you. Make sure you get this in Sandhurst. That's Sandhurst. Come over there, try to take somebody.
Not only do we have that footage, but come to find out, your man's is a sexual offender. Sexual offender. Register, sexual offender. He got to register. This is why I keep telling y'all. Y'all keep trying to argue with me in the comments. Y'all have to stop blindly following people that just pop up out of nowhere with a cause. This man is an agent. He is an agent that is working for the government in some way, shape, or form. I do not believe this man has free will and he's out here making decisions on his own. I've seen him as a Pyru. I've seen him dressed as a blood. I've seen him in a Malcolm X outfit. He has identity crisis. Huey P. Newton's daughter is filing a lawsuit against this man for using the Black Panther name and image. But y'all, please stop following false prophets. Don't J. Cole got a song about false prophets? Nothing that this man is doing is beneficial to the Black community.
So who is Birdsong? Because I don't know. It seemed like he wanted to be a part of some group, whether it was the Bloods or the Panthers or I don't know. But it just, and sometimes we just don't know with a lot of the things that this guy brought up a really good point, what we see online, we got to remember it's online. And a lot of times we don't know these people. Now, to be fair, some people did say that they've seen them out in the community in Philly, like doing good work, helping people. Okay, but does that mean they're a member of the Black Panther Party? Well, let's hear what, I think I have that one here. Come back. Let's hear what Rome said. So my comrade Rome from RBN, Rome contacted Fred Hampton Jr. because Rome is cool with Fred Hampton Jr. like that. He has worked with him on mutual aid. Just last summer, he was at the Hampton House and they were doing a mutual aid event there. So for those of us, like you guys don't know, like those of us a part of RBN, we do mutual aid. So like we aspire to follow those footsteps of the Black Panthers to help the community and stuff like that. So that's why like I have a mutual aid chapter here. Rome has one in Detroit. JB has one in Orlando. So we practice the mutual aid that the Black Panthers did. But Rome just, a lot of us were like, what is going on with these Philly Black Panthers? So Rome contacted Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. And listen to this.
Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., he is the chairman of the Chicago. And, a couple of people had already reached out to him and tried to, see what was going on. Like, is these parties legit? Like, I know there's only so much that he can say and do. I know, he's not responsible for every chapter, but he should still have some insight on what's going on around the world with these parties and their names. And when I when I talked to Chairman, we was speaking on a lot of people using, not only Fred Hampton name, but the Black Panthers name. And he was really pissed off about that because he said there's a lot of people out here, there's a lot of phonies out here that claim to be Black Panthers. They have no affiliation. We don't know. We don't know anything about these people. Like, they just pop up and they just say they're Black Panthers one day and then they just disappear. And that's what we have been seeing for a while now. I got a hole in my hat. Oh shit. That's what we have been seeing for a while. So hold on, let me share my screen because I can't even believe half of the shit that you see on the streets because we don't know who was actually around us, because this is the thing. They are only able to pull this stuff off because we don't have community. You know what I'm saying? So anybody can show up and say that they are a Black Panther, that they are, any type of resistance group. Anybody can show up with a black face, a brown face, and say anything because we don't have community. Because if I say that to say this, if they was the real Black Panthers, man, they would have came out there deep. They would have had a hell of a community watch out there. They would have had a lot of people out there. It wouldn't just be a couple of faces.
Yeah. So what Rome also goes on to say is that he spoke to Fred Hampton Jr. and that he's going to make a statement soon. So this is why I think, when it comes to these types of things, it's best to just ask people that are part of the party and take it from there, because sometimes people just, I think sometimes people want to be a part of something. Like, for those who don't know, and I'll bring this up here, this is when the truce happened between Rome and Fred Hampton Jr. This is them here. And hey, this was a long time coming. Like, if you haven't been with us since the day that we started, a lot of people don't know about this, but it took time to get here. And the thing was, like, for those of us at RBN in the beginning, we were called the Fred Hampton leftists. And the goal was to motivate people to follow in those footsteps in regards to mutual aid, like to do community building and to establish mutual aid like networks. We never called ourselves the Black Panther Party. We never called ourselves Fred Hampton. We said we wanted to be, take that community and organizing energy and spread that around and get more people active in community building. But during that time, there were people that were not happy with the fact that we called ourselves the Fred Hampton leftists. So we were known as FHL, and they went to chairman, just being openly transparent here. They went to Fred Hampton Jr. and complained and said, these people are using your dad's name, making money off his name. The funny part was, at that time, any money that was made didn't even go to any of us, because we had 11 people in the group at one point. So just imagine that on YouTube, and you have a smaller channel. So we had 11 people. Rome at one point was trying to raise money for the Hampton House. But, there were people out there that had a problem with it. And some people were being trolls, but they had a problem with it. So ultimately, we decided, change the name, just let's put it aside, change the name to Revolutionary Blackout Network. That's how we became RBN. But after that whole debacle, Rome still decided that he wanted to make peace and move forward with Fred Hampton Jr. And so that did happen. And ever since then, they collaborate and work together for mutual aid. What I learned from that is this, and you're going to hear this from Amanda as well. You just better off doing your own name, your own thing. Whether you like a group or not, like if you like the Black Panthers, that's great. But you're really better off having your own name, doing your own thing. And I think that's important for people to see, because at the end of the day, it's like, hey, I'm all for people doing mutual aid. I'm all for people helping the community and organizing. But I think there are certain organizations that when you use that name, like, people are going to look at you a certain way, because it's like, think about what the Black Panthers actually went through in this country. And so some people just use it and they try to cosplay with it, and it does anger people. So I think you better off just doing your own damn thing, to be honest with you. But in the part about Huey P. Newton, I do want to show you guys this. Huey P. Newton, co-founder of the Black Panther Party, with Palestinian resistance fighters outside an unnamed refugee camp in Lebanon. So what some people don't realize is that the Black Panther Party was international. This is not something that just existed in the United States. They were establishing chapters across the world. A lot of times that's not talked about, right? And I did want to acknowledge that. People ask, how would the Black Panthers respond right now to ICE? There are different quotes from Huey P. Newton, etc., and others where they stood in solidarity. So this is a picture here of the Black Panther Party International section here, where they stood in solidarity with other groups. Now, I will say this, though, and I think this is where some people get into mixed up. If you stood in solidarity with the Black Panthers, and let's say you weren't, Black, then you were to have your own group. So when people talk about the Rainbow Coalition, yes, there was a Rainbow Coalition, but the Young Lords and the Young Patriots, those were separate groups. And the Young Patriots, for those who don't know, those were working class white people, and the Young Lords were working class Hispanic people. And so what Fred Hampton did is that he went to those organizations and said, how about we form, a coalition, but they couldn't actually join the Black Panthers. Does that make sense? And also at one point I saw something, and a lot of people don't know this, but there at one point was a White Panther Party. And it was like, they said white people who stand in solidarity with the Black Panthers, and they created their own thing called the White Panther Party. But I think the thing is that everybody says what the Black Panthers would do or would have done. And I think there's a lot that's in there. I don't think it's just one way or the other, but I will say, which people continue to get wrong about the Black Panthers, is no, if you were white, if you were, Latino or Hispanic, no, you weren't joining the Black Panthers. You had your own group, and then Fred Hampton had the Rainbow Coalition. So you guys had a coalition together, but you couldn't be a member of the Black Panther Party. And some people didn't like that. There were Black Panther members that didn't like that Rainbow Coalition and left the Black Panther Party. There were people that were part of the Young Patriots that didn't like that coalition and left the Young Patriots. And I think sometimes people tell part of the story, but they don't tell the whole story, right? So that's something that people need to see. Now, Amanda, we got to go to Amanda. Amanda said something. Can I make this? I hate when the Instagram videos are so hard to play here. Amanda, I think, made a good point, because she was just basically like, just do your own thing. This is why. Let me see if I can play it here.
Who are not co-signed by the Black Panthers. How about this? Why can't y'all start your own organizations? Why? Because the name Black Panther is trusted. And so you want people to automatically trust you. When in actuality, you should be starting from scratch and encouraging and engaging in order to earn that trust the same way the Panthers did. They had consistent presence in communities across the world. I'm paraphrasing, but number 8 of the Black Panther 10-point program is, we are against the oppression of all people, so we want the end to the oppressing. That's not just for Black people. That said, we need more organizations based on the framework of the Panthers that provide constituency services as well as militarized protection.
And everybody need to come up with their own name. And that's how you avoid all of this. Come up with your own name. The Boston Mutual Aid chapter is the Boston Mutual Aid chapter. We're not the Black Panthers of Boston. We're just the Boston Mutual Aid chapter. Come up with your own name. And I think that's a big lesson to learn from this. But a lot of people, I told you I was going to wait to talk about this because I wanted to get that confirmation. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, well, here we are. So just come up with your own name, guys. Come up with your own name and take it from there. Okay, let's do that. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.